Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Legacy of the Rimlen. Last time we introduced our new player, MiloAndVe, short for Milo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're set to continue the adventure after having a sort of tutorial session last time. But before we get into that, as usual, let's have our players introduce themselves and their characters. The dice have apparently decided to go, I don't think it's the exact same order as last time, but similar enough, namely that Milo ought to go first, introduce himself and his character. Milo, you're on deck. Please go ahead.
Hello, I'm Milo. I play Miroslav, who is currently, interacting more with the group for the first time, and very confused about a lot of things that happened last time, namely Munin's glowing eyes, and also why everyone sees saw the water blob as a beautiful woman.
Not to mention that, just a water blob attacking people is unusual, to say the least.
Yeah, that too.
It's been an interesting few days for Miroslav, let's just say.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Milo. Next, according to the dice, and I guess where we deviate from last time's order, Dely, could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Dely. As usual, I'm playing as Muninn, the traveling scholar from Brightland. They are currently this isn't recent news, but they are currently the Oracle of Cassius, and as of last time, I think getting a bit sick of water witches. This isn't Dely being sick of water witches, by the way. Muninn is.
I was like, hey, this is the first time her token isn't AI art. My mistake for that one. And we're sick of them already. Okay.
I love personally Dely. I mean, as Dely, I love water witches, and it was cool to see their return. But I think they're just generally sick of things trying to kill them.
I can get that.
Yeah.
It's been a busy couple 8 days.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes, it has. Thank you very, very much, Dely. And next, of course, we would have Show&Tell. Could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, hi, I'm Show&Tell. I'll be playing as Anghel, who defeated another monster, yeah.
Adding to his legend, his growing legend. And I guess his first victory since the whole dragon debacle, so that's good.
Yeah, he needed that for his, self-esteem.
And maybe we'll deal with the aftermath of that in this session. But thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. So, last time, I usually give a recap in this portion, but this time it will be a fairly brief one, I imagine, because a lot of the last session was combat. Namely, as Muninn and Anghel were coping would be the term, perhaps, dealing with the departure of Illona, they were suddenly surprised by Miroslav, Ophelia's carriage driver, who came rushing out of the woods at frankly surprising speeds, asking for their help because Ophelia and her bodyguard Hakim had apparently gotten in trouble. Remind me, Milo, did you tell Anghel and Muninn what happened to Rebob? I don't believe you did, right?
No.
Okay, noted.
I only said that the lady was attacked and that Hakim was not being very helpful, as he thought the water blob was a woman.
Yep. Small, I guess, spoilers. Hakim started the encounter because he went over to the pretty woman that he thought he saw. So, you know.
Oh, Achim.
Tusk. Anyway, Miroslav came asking for aid. Anghel and Muninn obliged and rushed in to aid. All the while, as they were traveling through the forest, they once again noticed Miroslav was going at surprising speeds. That topic more or less died, partly, so to say, as you reached the little lakelet near the river, where indeed you saw Hakim being played around with like a killer whale plays with its food. But then the blob of water, as Miroslav saw it, was confused by the fact that Miroslav saw it as a blob of water and not as a beautiful / handsome whatever, and decided, okay, I'm gonna mess you up for that. And fortunately though, that was also when Anghel and Muninn showed up. A fight occurred, and in the end you guys defeated this water witch, with some minor mishap of Muninn almost being drowned by Eurymedon, but you know, that happens every so often. The water witch has been wrestled into the ground by Anghel after being repeatedly pelted with mud, and is now currently dissolving. And that's pretty much where we ended last session. Like, with this exact moment of victory, we didn't necessarily have the time at the time to go into the aftermath. And I think that's probably where we'll jump in, as I go and turn on the background music real quick. So you guys again have just defeated the water witch. Anghel specifically drove it into the ground, but everyone did help in this encounter. And again, we resume pretty much right as she lets out her death throes, for lack of a better term, and succumbs into the mud with almost a gargling sound, like something's being drowned, which is kind of ironic. So what now in this immediate aftermath?
Could I look over to Hakim whether he is still being held hostage by the water, or if he is like coming to the shore?
Give me a careful. It will not be a difficult roll, but the better your roll, the more information I'll give you. Okay. Well, before, it's clear Hakim is not being held anymore, but he's also exhausted. He's like trying to dog paddle towards the shore, but he's just down morally and physically, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. Is a note on the map, judging by looking at the map, the answer is no. But is could I look around to Muninn would like look around to see if they can find Lady Ophelia? Like, could I roll the careful?
Give me, well, I don't, would you need to roll? Because maybe someone will tell you. Yeah, sure, give me a roll, because it's too mundane for someone to tell you, so to say.
Okay.
It's not a difficult roll. I think if you like peer around like the tree that you see on the map, you will probably see her floating in the water.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. I think Muninn would approach. I think Muninn would approach Lady Ophelia.
You
they
guys
would
have
give
control of your tokens, I think.
Oh, okay, perfect. Muninn would look to Anghel and say, like, "Good job, as usual." But they wouldn't mean anything. Like, they wouldn't mean anything bad by it. You know, they're not being sarcastic.
Okay. Anghel, kind of accept that, I guess. I don't know.
Just for context, the fairies plus always thirsty, who I guess have been nearby, just not involved, all cheer at Angel's triumph, because of course they do.
Of course they do.
Mm.
The fairy starts
How
singing, of course.
Of course.
How did Anghel defeat her exactly? Like,
Wrestle her. Well, he wrestled her into the ground after repeatedly pelting her with mud, and she basically dissolved in his arms, pretty much. It's less romantic than it sounds.
Milo.
okay.
Miroslav would ask Anghel whether he could help him get Hakim out of the water, as he cannot swim.
Oh,
He
yeah.
never learned to.
Well, swimming's overrated. Sure. Anghel, yeah. As soon as he's told about it, he goes to help.
Show&Tell, can I get a careful from you to see if you notice something?
Okay. Careful.
Wait, if Miroslav can't swim, how did he make it to the other side of the river? Because you look where the carriage is on the map.
Okay, and Anghel noticed that.
Yep, that's what the careful was for.
Mm-hmm. I guess he asked then. I mean, like signs. How did you cross the river before?
I'm guessing that always first he would translate it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm guessing as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Assume as much unless I say otherwise.
Okay. Miroslav would be like, I honestly don't know. The lady just asked me to get you, and I ran, and before I knew it, I was on the other side of the water. I didn't even feel my feet get wet, so I don't know.
Interesting.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Definitely suspicious, but it feels like, Miroslav doesn't know more than that.
Yeah.
Help me, you fucking dogs, says Hakim.
Dude. Okay, fine. Then I guess we go and help him.
Yeah.
Can I get, I think, a forceful from Anghel with, I guess, Miroslav assisting him? It will not be a difficult role, but Hakim is being difficult. Oh,
what? No, what was that?
Okay. Show&Tell, do you want to describe the most graceful and safe way ever to save someone from drowning? Or
is that what it means?
I mean, you got the best possible role.
I mean, the most great. I don't know how to save someone from drowning. I guess Anghel swims over to Hakim and picks him up in his arms like, you would a princess. Because that's how I imagine graceful is. And carries him to shore.
The reason I had you roll was I remember this from like when I had swimming class like over 10 years ago, that you're not really supposed to necessarily go and help people who are drowning. You're supposed to leave that to the professionals, because people who are drowning tend to like latch onto everything,
freak out.
Yeah, and even drag you underwater, and that's why I had you roll. But with that, no, you in whatever way Hakim was agitated, you unconsciously subdue him. I don't know.
I mean, Anghel does have his reassuring presence, right?
Oh, true.
But I don't know if Hakim counts as nice or innocent.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Good points in both regards. But yeah, you you subdue him so easily that he stops struggling in your arms and looks at you in, perhaps for the first time you've ever seen in him, awe.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Hakim is successfully dragged ashore. I'm guessing here?
Sure, yeah. The shortest,
Sure. He grumbles, I could have done that anyway. Coughs out water.
Okay, big dude.
No worries. We were asked to help you. And
What took you so
Miroslav,
long? Learn my lesson. Never go approach a lady near a river again.
Maybe-
Yeah, sure.
maybe question if it is a lady. Yes.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you saw, but that wasn't a lady. That was not a human at all.
Yeah, have you seen that freaking strength? She pulled me in the water.
Mhm.
Could have wrestled her down if I had enough time, but I appreciate the help. Wait, where's Lady Ophelia?
I am on the way to her, as she had asked me to help you, and now I go there.
Yep. Meanwhile, Dely has approached Lady Ophelia. So I guess we ought to shift to that scene if that's alright with everyone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not Dely, Muninn, but yeah, Dely. Yeah, you see Lady Ophelia floating in the water. I've obviously told you some information in private that I will not say out loud, but so I'll just say she's floating in the water.
Muninn would sort of stare at Lady Ophelia's sort of Muninn would stare at Lady Ophelia before taking any action, maybe
Good,
looking around.
you made it too. Can you help me, please?
No one else is here. Like I think you can help yourself.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I am, so let's not.
Do I?
The barrier of lies and words like can no longer protect you, Lady Ophelia.
What are you talking about?
I know your secrets. The Oracle of Cassius knows just as much as the god himself knows.
Give me a flashy, please.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 4. That's not too bad.
I see.
None of the others know.
She begins swimming to the opposite shore.
Oh, god damn it.
Not in like an attempt to get away from you necessarily, but just, gonna attempt to get up to the shore.
Okay, that's fair enough.
She's not like frantically swimming away from you.
Okay. Muninn would say none of the others know. Not even Anghel knows.
I do wonder what do you know, but perhaps that's a conversation for another time as she spots...
Oh, no, I'm very interested right now.
as she spots perhaps, if you guys agree, Miroslav and Anghel and Hakim approaching.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you guys see Lady Ophelia paddling her way to the opposite shore.
Oh, we see her swimming. Okay.
Thank you for the rescue, she says. I really thought I was a goner. I would have taken care of it sooner or later, Lady Ophelia, says Hakim.
Oh, shut up.
You're lucky, Muninn would say, you're lucky you're lucky one of us caught up to you when we did. Your I don't know what Muninn would say, not servant, your employee. What,
Oh.
your, like for Miroslav specifically. I don't want to say like the wrong word, but anyway, Muninn would say Miroslav Miroslav did a good job at getting us to you when you needed us the most.
He's always been one of my most capable employees, yes. I had faith.
Muninn would turn to, if Miroslav is there, Muninn would turn to him and say, like, you've done well. I've not seen someone as quick as on their feet as you.
Ophelia stumbles onto the shore and, like, coughs out water, like, it appears to be pretty tired.
What time is it?
Afternoon.
I mean, I did try to get you as fast as I could. I don't...
You did good, she says, Ophelia. I owe you my life, and I remember my debts.
Okay.
This is Ophelia, not me.
Miroslav now would be like, wait, now that I think about it, how the fuck am I gonna get to the other side of the water?
Yeah. I think we might all be thinking.
He would probably ask Muninn or Anghel to please help him.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, Anghel doesn't mind.
Yeah, Muninn would nod and say, like, I'd be happy to help, but I'd be careful of these waters. Muninn would turn to Anghel and say, like, not Euromedin, or is it Euromedin?
That is the water god.
It is Euromedin. Okay. Muninn would say Euromedin tried to sort of attack me during the fight against the Water Witch.
Oh. What happened?
Sorry, I'm just getting Muninn would.
Yeah, you see, whenever Dely pauses, it's because Cassius, quote unquote, is messaging them, and there will be like a visible sign of that, because whenever Muninn is receiving like divine inspiration, their eyes begin to glow white.
Yeah. Oh shit! I don't think cool. I realized that.
It only started. Well, recently isn't the right term because Muninn became the Oracle recently, but I do mean recently, like the past less than an hour.
Okay.
Pretty much since Muninn was possessed.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it is kind of new.
Yeah. In either case, I think Muninn would say, earlier I used the, and then Muninn would be very clearly struggling to like think of a way to word how they want. They're struggling to word what they want to say, because if they were to say it quite candidly, it would expose, like, because they were burned because of Cassius, right?
I mean, Cassius doesn't mind you saying that that's what caused your burn. That's fine.
Okay. So they would say, Cassius, I lent power from Cassius, and my his divine sort of magics like burnt my arm. So when I went to plunge my arm into the cold water to ease the pain, Euromedin tried to sort of pull me under and drown me. But as far as I know,
Cassius does not want you to mention the last two messages that I sent you.
Okay. In that case, Muninn would say, but as far as I've been told, like, it turns out we should be okay to cross the water without any incident, you know, without any sort of risk.
Okay.
And kind of almost robotically, I think Muninn would start to, like, if that's okay, like move away.
Muninn
Like,
walks
avoid
in the
it.
water and appears to be safe, at least from like any potential gods lurking in the water.
Yeah.
Would Muninn be okay with Miroslav getting his help to go over the water?
They would be happy to help.
Okay.
Miroslav is relatively, like, I think Muninn would like hold out their hand and offer, like, literally offer a hand to Miroslav.
Also, Muninn, you personally, or I don't know if you realize it or not, but Miroslav doesn't seem to have as bad of a reaction to your smell.
That's interesting.
That's surprising even for me.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't smell very well.
Oh.
I think, yeah. I think,
Okay.
So he would still, like, if something smells not pleasant, but you can, like, tolerate it.
yeah.
But yeah, if something only slightly smells, he wouldn't notice.
Oh, okay. I
Interesting.
suppose that's, yeah. I suppose that's good to have around Muninn nowadays.
Milo, don't underestimate how badly Muninn
Yeah.
stinks, but understood.
Yeah, like he isn't like, I need to get away from this person
Yeah.
because of the smell. It's more like I can bear with that smell.
Okay.
Pleasant
If
surprise for
that
me.
is more in the realm that would be normal.
Yeah. I think Muninn would say, well, I don't know. I was going to say that Muninn would probably say, like, oh, excuse, like... No, Muninn would say, like, oh, it's excuse the smell. But they would, like, say it as almost, like, as a reaction to the fact that Miroslav isn't, like, wincing. Ironic, which is ironic. But, is Miroslav... Because Miroslav is quite short, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Miroslav is more or less average height. You guys are tall.
Okay, fair enough.
But next to you, I'm small.
Okay. I was gonna offer Miroslav, like, a piggyback.
He would accept it.
Okay. In that case, yeah. I'll pull you, like, Muninn would, like, pull you on, like, on their back. And say, like, well, I don't know if they would say anything. I feel like they would just, like, make their way across and say, like, oh, you're surprisingly light, you know?
Thank you.
Sorry, go on.
No, I just have a question for Teeironor, whether the water behaves normally.
Yep. Well, it's a river, so it's moving, but
Yeah.
there's no like hands trying to pull you down or
Oh,
anything.
no,
like that.
I meant for how I also got over the water in the other direction.
Oh, well, I think Milo, we sort of talked in DMs that since you were in such a rush, you almost didn't pay attention. So feel free,
Yeah.
I guess, to maybe give me a careful to try to remember how you made your way the first time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Two. Well, you don't remember exactly, but you're not wet. You weren't wet. Your shoes weren't wet either. but maybe like the souls of... Did you walk on the water, maybe? That sounds weird, but it's the only thing that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking right now whether Miroslav is actually
Oh, you're not...
in
yeah,
the
you're-
water, or if he's like if Muninn is trying to get him across and he's just like staying above the surface of the water.
the water is behaving normally.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Meanwhile, where Hakim and Anghel are, Hakim extends a hand towards Anghel, clearly expecting Anghel to help him cross.
Okay, dude. How about a thank you? Okay, he did say thank you, didn't he? Whatever.
Kind of, he did.
Okay. I guess Anghel helps, fine.
He will not be grateful, but he takes the help anyway.
Next time I'll let you drown.
Yeah.
And I imagine the... I always think of saying 3 of you, but it's actually a debatable number of you. So your group crosses, I think, safely. Unless you guys want to do something else, I think. You guys
Scuba
cross
diving.
safely.
I don't think so. I don't know if Muninn would do anything.
Thank goodness it's summer, says Ophelia.
Because we can dry off easily.
Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that, Show&Tell?
Because we can dry off easily.
Yeah, that's
What
more
does
or
she
less,
mean?
that's more or less what she meant, yeah.
Okay.
Muninn would agree. I think Muninn would nod and say like, oh, these clothes keep getting. These clothes are probably the dirtiest they've been on this journey so far.
I can tell, she says, wincing at your smell.
Muninn would go to correct her maybe, but then like, it's not worth it. They would like raise their hand maybe and then like lower it.
Hakim very visibly holds his nose when he's near you.
Miroslav would check whether the horses are okay.
They seem frightened, but they haven't like run off or anything like that. And they are, because I'm assuming, like, because the small spoilers, the reason you stopped wasn't necessarily Hakim being, oh, pretty lady, but rather Ophelia said, okay, let's go get some water. And then Hakim started being, pretty lady. So I assume you had the time to like tie the horses to the tree and such.
Yeah.
So they're a bit spooked, but they're recovering.
Okay. So I would probably just try to calm them down.
Lady Ophelia approaches you, Miroslav, and hands you a bag of coins. You know this to be her usual way of saying, here's a bribe for you not to talk about this to anyone. And she walks off.
Yeah. He will just give a small nod and put the money in a pouch.
Understood.
Could Muninn look to see that, or is that in plain view?
I guess I'll roll her sneaky and you guys can oppose with carefuls.
Okay.
She got a 4.
Could I have a +2 careful with my good eyes?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I didn't need it. Oh, actually, no, I technically do.
It's an overcome roll, so if you had tied, it would have been like success at negative cost. So yeah, it's good that you had it.
Yeah.
Does Anghel want to try, or?
Sure, fine.
Okay. Anghel does not notice.
Okay.
Okay. Muninn would notice. I assume that Anghel didn't notice.
Up to the two of you.
Okay. Um, and I think Muninn would like to point that out, but the thing is that Munin's sneaky isn't the best. So I think they would hold their tongue. Plus, actually, I can't say that out loud. So Muninn wouldn't point that out, but they would think like they wouldn't point it out, but they would think like, that's interesting, you know.
Okay.
That's in the mind bank for later.
Sure. Don't forget that you also have a source of information that you can ask questions, though I may not necessarily reply in earshot of the other players, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that makes sense.
Ophelia begins, unless you guys try to like stop her or talk to her or anything, she begins climbing into the carriage and like mimes the motion of like taking off her wet dress, but obviously closes the door before you guys like see anything. But like she's giving the impression that that's what she wants to do.
Okay.
Okay.
I would, or rather, Muninn would turn around.
You can't see in the carriage without her opening the window, so you no need to like give her privacy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I guess Miroslav would be like, okay, at least until the lady gives the okay, we're staying here, since changing in a moving carriage is uncomfortable. Yeah. So he would just go back to the others and be like, okay, we're taking a break here, I guess.
Yeah.
Hakim does not stay for the break. Hakim goes to the carriage to guard it and Lady Ophelia, but obviously he stays outside.
Yeah, that's fair. That's his job.
That's your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
That's fair enough.
Always thirsty is head first in the river.
Okay. For a second, I was like, what?
For a minute, I was like, oh, he's drowning.
Right.
No, he's vacuuming it up. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me. So Muninn would ask Miroslav, like, how long have you been working for the lady?
I actually don't know how long the carriage driver has.
We actually have not established that, Milo. So feel free to give a number. Unless you say something egregious like 90 years, I'll probably give the okay.
No. I wait. What? Time summer. We have summer, so.
Yep.
Then I'd say I have been with the lady since last fall.
For context, it's mid-August or early to mid-August.
Okay, so about a year.
Okay, that's a long. Muninn would say that's a long time to be working for someone, especially as a carriage driver.
Well, the lady has always treated me well, so I had no reason to change employers.
Well, I mean, she's a lady of much wealth, isn't she, Anghel?
Anghel shrugs. I guess.
Yeah, she seems. Well, I would say she seems to be the type, but I feel like we're the ones without a carriage, so like it takes coin to afford a carriage.
Yeah.
So she must be paying you well then to for you to be so interested in saving her life.
Well, if harm came to her, I would lose my employment, and I am rather fond of knowing who I work for, and also knowing that I can at least trust them to treat me fairly.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah. Nicely
But
put.
that sounds it sounds like that sounds like the words of someone who was not treated fairly before by maybe a past employer.
Well, it is. And Miroslav would be kind of like thinking of how he wants to word
Yeah.
the things. So you just see him think for a bit, and he'd be like, "Well, I used to be a slave, though I have been freed. So I am no longer property of anyone. But I do very much prefer being in a fair employment."
I think just to briefly intercede, I just wanted to mention that Miroslav does have an audible accent. Well, as does Muninn, but their accents are different.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
we talked about that.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, I would say I applaud you for breaking your chains, as it were, be it metaphorically or literally. We've met many sort of people who unfortunately were in the same position as you in our travels, and it's not the most pleasant thing, albeit very common. It's not the best. Speaking as an individual, I wouldn't want to be a slave. So I can't imagine anyone would want to be.
Well,
Just for a little bit of context, in Muninn's homeland, slavery, while technically legal, is very uncommon.
Yeah.
well, usually one is not a slave because they wish to be.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is in the past, and I am very thankful for having a quite stable employment right now.
Well, you definitely earned your raise. You definitely earned a bonus. It's not often people save their employers from certain death. So,
Yeah.
it's
Though I don't think the lady had been in too much trouble, as she did ask me to help Hakim first. But yes, getting on the lady's bad side is very unadvisable.
Muninn's eyes briefly glow white.
okay.
Oh, what's happening?
Nothing. I can't tell you.
You can say
Oh,
that. You
damn.
can say that part, but I don't know how it would be necessarily relevant.
Okay. It would. I don't know if it would be. If it was judging by the last sentence, then maybe. But I feel like that segue is lost.
Your eyes seem to sometimes have a mind of their own.
What a way to put it.
Muninn would smile at Anghel to be like, to be like, this is going to be fun to explain, isn't it? Like to Anghel. Muninn would like they would hesitate, not because they are like not because they want to go into it, but because it's kind of like hard to articulate to someone who may not know.
Well, to be fair, Deli, Akesis did tell you last session in a DM, hey, go pre-chat Miroslav, will you?
That is true. That is true. So, Muninn would ask Miroslav, like, well, my eyes glow and I know more than so my eyes glow because I learned power from my chosen god called Akesius. I'm not sure if you've heard of him.
No.
No.
I don't think I know any god by that name.
My patron god, by the way, that probably makes more sense. Not chosen god, but anyway. So Muninn would say, I have not known Akesius for long myself, to be honest, but for as long as I've known of him and his power and his influence, he has proven himself to be very influential, and very powerful and very knowledgeable. And I myself, Miroslav, a patron. Yeah, I myself am a patron of knowledge and a patron of what there is to be known. Like if any kind of like important information or like any kind of like power, like because knowledge is power, and if there is the knowledge to be known, then I am to be powerful, and Akesius lends that power to me.
Well, that's fancy, you know, but no god can compare to our prince, says always Thirsty.
Muninn would probably disagree and say like, as Anghel has proven himself to be very, very useful. Yes, like very sort of resourceful, and that was before. That was even before like all of this Prince Charming nonsense began. But speaking as the Oracle of Akesius, I think it would be very telling for me to. I feel like it's my duty to sort of share the complete and utter not benevolence, what's the word? Like omnipotence that Akesius can wield or hold. Sorry. Obviously, Muninn wouldn't start like that, but you get the idea.
Miroslav, all that sounds like nonsense to you. Like they're a bunch of crazy
people. Yeah, he's just looking at you and is like, okay, I guess. But also, he'd be like, so does that mean that you know everything?
It surely means that I know, it surely means I know as much as there is to know Sorry, let me rephrase that. IRL. So Muninn would say, I do know that as much as Akesius knows, and Akesius knows almost everything there is to know. Ask me.
Their eyes glow again.
Miroslav, please feel free to ask me a question. Test my power.
I don't have a particular question for you, though I do hope you do not say everything just because you know
it. I don't think I know what you mean.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Miroslav seems a bit uncomfortable with the knowledge that Muninn knows everything, and he does not know how much Muninn knows.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Just a bit of above board information. Obviously, I tell Dely a lot in DMs, but I try not to tell Dely very much about other players' backstories, other than like hints or like, hey, ask this other player about this one thing, because I prefer to leave that choice up to you. So I just messaged Dely another thing. It'll sound very, very ominous once they say it, but above board, please be aware that that Dely does not actually know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just literally Miroslav's reaction to, oh no, this person might know things even if I don't tell them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, in true fashion, Muninn would say, as much as I know the truth. As people try their best to conceal the truth, and try as they might, their efforts would be in vain in the presence of myself and my patron god, Akesius. Which, above board, is a roundabout way of saying, like, you know, they know truths. You know, they know.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how Miroslav would react to that, because to him it sounds a bit like a threat.
Oh.
I think Muninn, if does Miroslav look like kind of intimidated by that, maybe? Or
He looks uncomfortable.
Okay.
And he will, after some time, say, well, as you know the truths, I hope you also do know their way, and so like the weight of the truths.
I thought you said way, not wait, so I was mildly confused.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I said wait at first.
Yeah.
But I meant wait.
Yeah. I think Muninn would like appreciate, like, if Miroslav was looking, Muninn would appreciate that. Like, they would see on that, like, Miroslav and maybe Anghel would see on Muninn's face, like, Interesting. So Muninn would appreciate that. Muninn would say, like, yeah, the truth does have a lot of weight. You're right, 100%. And then Muninn would say, like, exactly, truth can be a matter of life and death, depending on what truth has been or not been told. But
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Always first he was going to whisper to Anghel, what are you talking about?
I don't know what is supposed to say. I don't have an answer.
Shrugging is an answer.
Yeah, but Anghel does it all the time. I don't know. Ask them.
What are you talking about? Speak clearly in front of the prince. Always thirsty.
I was going to say, I feel like Muninn would say we are speaking plainly to those who would be willing to listen.
I mean, I'm listening, and all I hear about is a bunch of mumbo jumbo about truth and weight. And are you calling me fat?
Don't worry. If we had been talking about you, you would have noticed. But no. We talked
Are you calling
about...
the prince fat?
No.
No, Muninn would shake their head. No.
I would not be
That's a soft spot, it seems.
Well, just you wait until you see Always Hungry, then you'll know what fat is. Grumbles.
Oh my god.
Muninn would try and put him at ease and say, like, don't worry, we're not speaking ill of you or Anghel. But more so those who would subvert truth for the sake of their own gain, maybe.
He's like mid swig of water or like wine or whatever, glaring at you, clearly mildly confused, but like trying to appear as if he's not. Yeah. So he's just staring you down.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what I was going to say, actually, to be honest. But so Muninn would say, to sort of round that off, Muninn would say, you know, you could probably, to Miroslav, Muninn would say, you know, you could learn a lot through Akesius's teachings. I would love to chat with you about him. Maybe another time when things are a little bit less dire.
I don't mind learning about new things.
An open mind is truly the gateway to true power and true knowledge. So I feel like we'd get along well.
Yeah.
Genuine question, Milo. Does Miroslav know how to read? No, like, judgment. Anghel, for instance, does not.
He doesn't.
Oh, Muninn's the only literate one in the party.
Yep. He never had a reason to learn it. He does have other skills.
Reading's overrated.
Just for context, the fairies and the horse and Always Thirsty also do not know how to read.
Oh no.
It would have been so fun if the horse was the one that knows how to read.
That's
the horse can do a lot of things that I wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah, it would be that surprising.
To be honest, that is the one I hesitated about the most. But yeah, there's nothing in the story about the horse reading, so he wouldn't.
Oh well.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Good, I might have been capable of reading. Probably was, but you know, he's dead. Anyway, a bit of above board sort of disclaimer. Ophelia will be ready whenever you guys are ready. So if you want to continue talking, perfectly fine. If you want to carry on, also perfectly fine.
Okay. I don't know, to be honest. I feel like Muninn would look to Anghel and say like Muninn would look to Anghel to say like and then like kind of nod toward, like, you know, when you tilt your head towards someone. Muninn would tilt their head looking at Anghel. Muninn would tilt their heads towards Miroslav and say like, as if to be like oh, Miroslav doesn't seem too bad, like that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
They would say, what think?
Anghel shrugs.
I think Muninn would openly laugh.
Miroslav would look confused between the two of you.
Muninn would say, good things. Don't worry, good things.
That one asked the prince what do they think. Says always firsty.
Okay.
Okay.
It's his job to translate usually, so...
I was gonna say... Well, Muninn would seem a bit annoyed about that and say like they would sigh and they would say, Anghel, you're being awfully quiet. No pun intended.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Anghel just doesn't like all this talk about gods, so he kind of tuned out, to be honest. Truth, whatever.
Understandable.
Yeah, Muninn would sort of... Would Anghel say that, do you think?
Would he say that? Maybe he would say like, yeah, I just don't like a kiss. Or like, I just don't care about a kisses or something. I don't know, something like that.
Should I translate that? Ask always firsty. For the benefit of Miroslav.
Yeah, no, you don't have to.
Then he won't.
Oh wait, maybe I should have.
Yeah, Miroslav would notice like you're probably like shaking your head at always first asking whether he should translate, but not really react to it.
Yeah. Like, I was wondering if Anghel should, like, you know, try to say something, but... I don't know.
Well... Actually, no, I don't know what I was going to say. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I don't actually have anything to say. Well... Muninn would sort of maybe repeat what they were saying earlier and say like, well, Anghel, again, you seem to have a knack for dealing the finishing blow on things that cause us trouble, so well done. And then Muninn would look to Miroslav and say like, he's probably, you know, if he's like a He's the strong one of the group. If you, you know.
I noticed he did do most of the damage on the water. And yeah, it was also interesting to see how to fight whatever that was. You seemed both to be acquainted, not acquainted, but yeah, you seem to have encountered something like that before.
We have. Did you say we seem to be like
Yeah.
acquainted? Yeah. Okay. Muninn would nod and sort of like look to Anghel and nod and say like, yeah, we have. This isn't the first time. Mind you, this is only the second time. I don't know about you, Anghel, I've ever seen one of these water witches. But
yeah, it's same here.
Do you encounter a lot of non-human or and Miroslav is kind of trying to put that thing into a category and is like, what could fit for it?
yeah. I guess Muninn would temporarily struggle to think.
Small reminder that there are fairies floating behind Anghel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They appear to be currently fashioning a crown of flowers, but they realize it's too small for Anghel.
Oh.
Oh no. Too bad.
Things not of our world.
Anghel looks at the fairies, kind of.
They smile at Anghel, and they try to hide the crown behind them, like sort of. No, it's not ready yet, but obviously you can still see it.
Oh, bless.
Uh,
I feel like Muninn would like look to the fairies as like an example and say like, only recently, but yes, we've encountered a lot of these otherworldly and things as you put it. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's I can't say it's been very I don't know. I was gonna say. I think it was gonna be like it's. I think Muninn's gonna say like, oh, it's been an interesting like it's been an interesting week, hasn't it, Anghel?
It's been only a week.
8 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely has.
Yeah. But yeah, we've so Muninn would sigh and say like, we've been looking. We've been after this individual for the past sort of couple of days at least. But I think the thing that he carries, he definitely shouldn't have it at the very least.
What individual?
His name is
Wait, Miroslav doesn't know that Ophelia.
Ophelia would not have told Miroslav. Usually, Ophelia doesn't necessarily tell Miroslav stuff in detail. More like, hey, go ahead to that city, and I have business there. But she doesn't usually tell Miroslav her business.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Small reminder that the person you're referring to is Ophelia's uncle.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So Muninn would say, I'm not sure if Ophelia has mentioned him before, but this man called Zahos.
Zarhos is Ophelia's surname, so
Yes. Yeah.
there are a lot of Zarhoses in the world.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting to that bit. So Muninn would say,
I typed the fellow's name in chat.
yeah, no, I was going to say I can't remember where we got to in terms of in universe. Like, do we? I mean, maybe Muninn knows anyway because of Akesius.
You guys know his full name by this point. You've confirmed
in universe. Okay, that's fine.
Something.
Nikephoros.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it always like mixes up with Nictelius in my head. I know this is with Nick, and then I'm like, something.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
I mean, you know the saying, it's all Greek to me, and these are Greek names.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, Muninn would say the name, and they would say, yeah, we've been, haven't we, Anghel? We've been sort of after this guy for a long time now, I think.
I think Miroslav probably wouldn't have met this person, but I think Miroslav would have seen him. He is an elderly gentleman. He would know that he's Ophelia's uncle. Obviously, he doesn't necessarily know about his business with Ophelia, but he has shown up at her estate sometimes, and Ophelia has gone to his estate sometimes. And also, usually he is very, very ill, but last you saw him, he appeared very, very healthy.
I have encountered him, and he seems to be doing better now than the many times before I have seen him.
We knew that, right? Or didn't we know that?
I don't know if
you did know that, yes, you did. But I don't think it's been like a main topic of conversation, but you did know it.
That makes sense. Muninn would say, I believe the thing that he took from us is responsible for that. So, I mean, I haven't, obviously, we haven't seen him since he took something from us, but he was one ugly son of a bitch before. So he's, I mean, he's probably not recognizable, I imagine, right?
Milo, for context, the illness he was suffering was a very, very disfiguring STD, so it's a bit, embarrassing to talk about.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. What did we hear about, like, I mean, was it Ophelia who told us about how whatever his name is? Nikephoros looked like when she met him again or something?
Yes, but there were also like a couple. Yeah, there was also the constable, a lady, and her son, and she said, "Oh, did you know that he got his nose back?"
Right, but Ophelia, did she tell us anything else? Like, or she?
Not about this subject.
I don't remember.
Not about this subject. No. She was pretty cagey about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly asked you guys what you know.
Okay.
Muninn would ask, Muninn would ask, fuck, sorry, I'm really bad with names.
Miroslav?
Yes. Muninn would ask Miroslav, so you've been working for Ophelia for a while. Have you sort of, what did you think of Nikephoros? Assuming that you sort of bumped into him a couple of times.
I have only seen him. He seemed ill at first, and only the last time he seemed better. I don't know much about his connection to Ophelia or why he got better.
But what about him as the man?
I did not interact with him.
Well, I can say, from my experience, I can safely say that he's a bit of a cunt. So I can't wait to catch up with him.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just don't know what Anghel can say to all of them.
Just above board, just to confirm for Miroslav, it would be common knowledge that he is Ophelia's uncle. That's not a secret.
Yeah, but like how not. I didn't mean like how they are related to each other, but how they stand to each other, like whether they are in good terms or bad terms. So he knows that they interacted, and as you said, she has been at his estate and he has been at hers, but he did not care to kind of figure out what was going on. Let's say it like that.
Yep. You can perhaps presume that since he's her uncle, he would be sort of her senior in the sense of not her superior, but you know how you respect elderly people in your family.
Yeah.
Oh, and you also know that he has, I think, 17 children.
Jesus. So we know that too, right?
Yep.
That's a lot of children.
Not with the same mother.
That explains.
I guessed as
well.
Yeah,
Well, I think Muninn would say again, it's good to finally have a chat with you, Miroslav. It's good to see you off of the top of that carriage too.
Yeah, it's been interesting talking to both of you, or all of you, and also looks at always thirsty.
Yeah.
By default, when he's not talking or translating, he's drinking, so he's not paying attention to you.
Yeah.
Well, it's fine.
I think Muninn would ask. Actually, no, maybe not. I feel like Muninn knew what happened. So instead, I feel like Muninn would sort of walk off, not completely, but to somewhere that walk to a place that is relatively sittable, like a flat plane of grass or something.
Yep.
And they would sit and they would start scrawling. To anyone looking, it would probably look like gibberish, maybe.
I mean, they don't know how to read, so.
Oh, that too. That too. But even as someone who can read, I feel like maybe it seems a little bit as they scroll in their book, they would it would look as if they're just, when you write something in shorthand. Yeah, it would look like shorthand. I don't know if shorthand exists or not, but
yeah, it does.
Okay.
You remember the letters you received before Miroslav?
Yeah, I was thinking about them.
Yeah. I feel like they would start scrolling, and they could, because they're doing it so quickly, they have to resort to shorthand. And yeah, they would be very focused on the pages, I think.
Their eyes glow a little bit. Above board, I'm fine revealing this. Cassius told Muninn, compose me a poem.
Oh, is that what's happening right now?
I messaged that to Dely just now. Dely came up with the idea of sitting down and writing on their own.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Cassius's poem takes priority.
Okay.
In reply to what Deli messaged me.
Okay, fair enough.
Interesting. Yeah. So, okay.
Once again, feel free. Ophelia will be done whenever you want her to be done. So feel free to have her be done if you want.
I feel like there's just like awkward silence after Muninn.
Yeah.
No. You got me a lot. Okay. Yeah, I think as far as I'm concerned, it can be done. I don't know about anyone else.
Deli, Milo?
Muninn is and Deli is writing a poem, so they're a little bit distracted.
I mean, should Ophelia be done and thus like you guys go back on the road? That's the topic.
Sorry, I said that because I actually wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Miroslav would not really know what to talk to Anghel about, as well they haven't interacted much, and also it's kind of having a middleman.
It's weird for sure.
Is kind of yeah, he's not used to it.
Fair enough.
So
Anghel doesn't know what to say either, so
yeah. Should we be on our way as Mr. Rebob has probably found a place to stay for.
Oh, did we talk about Rebob at all?
Nope.
No.
Did I miss that?
No.
Oh. Okay.
He just wasn't here the whole time and nobody asked.
We were busy with other things. Rebob. Where is Rebob?
He split off from us to sorry, I'm trying to find the sentence again because.
Do you need me to tell you, Milo?
No. I just found. He split up from us to find or secure lodgings and a place to eat. For the lady, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been on the lady's orders. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why he is not with us right now, and he's probably waiting.
Oh.
So it might be best to be on our way as soon as we can.
Yeah, Anghel looks at Muninn, kind of like, are we moving? Like to see if they're busy.
Also, I should bring it up just, I know the story seems to be heading in sort of the opposite direction, but I should bring it up for completeness sake. There was the situation with the baby.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that.
That said, just above board, Muninn, like via Cassius, and Anghel via Prince Charming, you guys don't feel necessarily obliged to continue with it just because it seems to be on a course for like it settling itself. That said, if you want to go and settle it, that's perfectly fine by me.
Do we want to go and settle it? I totally forgot about that. But I mean, Anghel would settle it. Ugh.
Well, again, last we left off, you determined, hey, we now know who the father is, and the villagers do know who the mother is, and they know what to do from now. So if you want to move on, perfectly fine. You won't get, like, full credit for solving the situation, but most likely it will be solved.
Okay, maybe Anghel. Wait, where are we? Like, how far away are we from that place?
Sure. Just I'll put the big map on screen. You guys are where this carriage is on screen. Let me remove these three lovely people. And you see where you are in relation to the village and all that.
So it's on our way anyway. Like, we're going to the carriage anyway, right? Wait.
You would be going. You'd be going to the left. The village is top right.
Oh, I got confused. Okay.
Or west and northeast if you prefer.
I don't know. How much does Anghel? How much would he feel obliged to help with that?
From the from the Prince Charming point of view, again, you're satisfied that things are on their way towards solving themselves. I mean, it would be nice to make sure that they're solved, but it seems like they're on their way to solving themselves, and you do have other things to solve. There's always people in need of rescue.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think that sounds like how do you say, like, convincing enough, I guess.
Sure.
As far as Anghel's concerned, at least.
I'm wondering about Muninn.
Yeah.
Like I said, Muninn would be a little bit distracted, but I feel like if the if the group began to
well, the question is, how does Muninn feel about leaving the baby situation behind them?
I feel like even without the influence of Acasius, I feel like Muninn would feel a little bit sort of awkward about, like, unresolving it. Obviously, as the Oracle of Acasius, I feel like they would definitely advocate to sort it out. I feel like it's the right thing to do.
I will above board. I want this to be more of an above-board decision rather than sort of an in-character one. As in, if you guys decide to move on, Acasius will tell Muninn something in the sense of, hey, it's all good, more or less. If you guys decide to be further involved, that's also possible too.
I mean, above board, I'm okay with moving on. But, you know,
above board, just to be completely honest, I'm okay with it too, just because Ophelia does not want to deal with that, and Miroslav is an employee of Ophelia, so it'll be awkward to bring him along.
Yeah, no, Miroslav would stay with Ophelia since, well, he's the carriage driver. He wouldn't be like, yeah, you go to the village, I'm gonna help them. Like, he can't really do that. So yeah. But if you want to resolve it, it's also fine. I will just wait.
I think Dely has more or less the deciding opinion.
I think Muninn would look to, if we're all assuming that we're all
this is above board.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, above board, like, I don't know how it fits with the pacing of what we're doing and everything. But again, I feel like we don't even necessarily have to see it out to the end. I feel like maybe it would be good to at least push the people of the village in the right direction and say, like, hey, these are the two parents. Do not fucking, like, punish them. just do what's right and set this baby spirit free. Sorry, not 3, as in there are like more than 2 of them. No, I meant like set this baby spirit free. I said it again.
Above board, the villagers know like the procedure to deal with the baby spirit, as in having the parents apologize to it and all that. And the parents have been publicly revealed. And one of them is like the big boss man, so he won't be punished.
Okay. So the gears are in motion. The cogs are turning then. Again, in character, as Muninn would probably from a perspective of like it would just be like good to see the end of it, because you never know what's going to happen if we don't. Like, let's say something bad happens because we weren't there. Like, could we have yet another thing on our conscience?
That's true. I mean, if we were to present it that way, Anghel would definitely want to go.
Okay. That's not too bad then. I feel like Muninn would. I feel like if we were discussing this in character, I feel like
it was brought up above board.
Yeah, but like as a hypothetical, if it was like, should we see this out? Like Muninn would say yes. Like we need to.
Okay, so what do we do with that?
I don't know. As a pacing thing, I can see how. And also from a point of view of like, because we've set the cogs in motion, do we need to see it out to the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm being much. I don't know if I'm being much help or not. But if I were to vote, I would say let's at least see the end of it, even if we don't intervene. I feel like we'd only need to intervene if it goes wrong. If you feel me?
Sure. But, I mean, I don't mind.
Okay. Milo, what do you think?
I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. Like, as a player, it's like, I mean, I will just wait, I guess, well, because we will have to split, as I will be going with Lady Ophelia. But I don't mind. Like, well,
a bit of above board, I guess, like putting it all on the table. If we go with the option of, okay, let's see the baby thing through. What I would do is slightly fast forward it, in the sense of, we're not gonna have like a segment of Anghel and Muninn traveling through the forest unless you guys want to talk in private or whatever. And we probably like skip to, okay, conversation with whomever you decide, probably the priest, maybe conversation with the mother if you want to, and maybe like the scene of the baby sort of being set free. But again, it would be sort of a fast forward thing. And meanwhile, we would probably have a scene of Miroslav's adventures, wouldn't be the right term, but I'll use it anyway, in the like next market town over, which I'll be completely honest, he probably would not be able to handle alone, if that makes sense.
Oh boy.
Doesn't necessarily mean that he'll get himself in danger, just that there's basically the next market town over, which is more like a collection of towns connected with a bunch of villages, is a bit of an open world, isn't the right term, but like a, hey, here's like a sandbox for you to explore, pretty much. And Miroslav does not have all the information that Anghel and Muninn do to like go exploring, for instance. And I mean, I think what would happen is Ophelia would say, hey, take care of the horses, and Miroslav would be like, okay, I'll take care of the horses, and you just stay there, probably.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So that's why above board my preferred option would be for you guys to move together as a group. But obviously I cannot stop you if you want to go wrap up the baby situation. What I will tell you is there will be I have a conclusion in mind for it, even if you decide to move on, if that makes sense. That said,
yeah, the question is if it's a good conclusion or not.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say depends on your definition of good. It won't be a conclusion of, oh yeah, everyone's dead now. At least I can promise you that much. But I can't say more.
Okay. Well, again,
and I know this is awkward, and it's how should I say it? Not my preferred method to intervene so directly in pushing the story in one direction, but I just wanted to like lay everything on the table. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours.
Again, like I said, I feel like because the sort of the cogs are turning and everything seems to be in motion, relatively speaking, it probably wouldn't be like the giant wolf burnt down destroyed the village, not because we didn't see the end of something. It's because shit hit the fan early on, right?
We just left.
Yeah. Oh fuck, maybe you're right, actually. But we left things in a bad state, though, I feel. Whereas this is like, oh, we're leaving things on a good note, right? or am I? Or is this cope? Am I coping?
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm willing to suffer the consequences, I guess.
Okay. I think so too. I think so too.
Okay. Milo, what do you think? I know you've previously said you're fine with either option, but if you have any input, please feel free to provide it.
I mean, my stance didn't really change much. It's still I'm fine if you want to go finish the thing you started. But also, yeah, Miroslav will most likely just tend to the horses and maybe eat and drink something and just stay in close proximity of where the lady is as well. So, or yeah, he wouldn't wander off on his own. So, yeah. I don't know.
We're still stuck on
I don't feel it's like my decision to make.
You're a player in this campaign. I put you on the same sort of pedestal as I do Dely and Show&Tell. Your voice is equal to theirs. It is also your decision to make, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, no, maybe I worded it wrong, but it's as a player, it's also my decision, but in character, it's like, yeah, no, it's not really my place to say anything. As a player, I mean, I would. For me, obviously, it would be nicer to all go, because, well, then we can interact more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I guess it will be resolved in some way, even if you're not there.
Yeah. I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, final call. Are the three of you moving together as a group along the road, and more or less trusting that the baby and the situation will be solved, or splitting up for the moment? Final call. Let's put it to like rest here.
I vote we move on.
Yeah.
Same here.
Okay.
Yep.
I apologize again for like interceding so much. I really don't do that usually, but to be perfectly honest, I felt bad because hey, it's Milo's first few sessions and we're already abandoning him.
Bless. Yeah. No, I completely agree. To be honest, it would be a bit sort of jarring, I think, especially for Milo.
Okay.
But yeah.
So returning in character, is this the moment where Ophelia says, "Well, come on, let's go," or would you guys like to have another conversation before you go?
I think we can go.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
I think so too. I mean, I'm ready as I could ever be.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Ophelia will call out for you lot to get back on the road, and not grumble, but say, "I trust the business with whatever was happening in the forest is behind us." Sort of an implication of it's behind us, right?
Fine. If you insist. Yeah, okay.
Muninn would nod, but they would seem offended.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't want to just say it above board. I want to like incorporate it somehow.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Muninn
I'm criticizing. Not I. Cassius is criticizing Muninn's poem. That's why I'm typing and Deli is stumbling over their words.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains something. So, why you didn't like it?
Cassius is a micromanager. Let's just put it that way.
What an asshole. I told you not to, become his oracle. See what you get for it.
We don't know. We just see probably Muninn's eyes glowing a bit and him being slightly distracted. I imagine.
Ophelia says, "Well, Miroslav, I think it's time to go," indicating that you should start going.
Yeah, and Miroslav would go to his seat on the carriage. And yeah. Just wait for the okay to
You have the okay from Ophelia. Not sure about the players.
Yeah, let's go. Woo.
Okay. Then
I mean, that was just me. I don't know.
I mean, if Ophelia says, yeah, it's okay to go.
She doesn't say anything, but she closes the door to her carriage with the implication that she's expecting you to go.
Yeah. So Miroslav would set the horses to motion, into motion. Yeah. Going at a not too fast pace, so that even if Muninn and Anghel need a moment to react and also come along.
Okay, that sounds good.
He wouldn't be like running away from them.
It's nice that we made a friend of the carriage driver.
Yeah,
go in handy.
I mean, once again, Anghel and Muninn are not allowed inside the carriage, but Ophelia never said anything. This is just an idea about like allowing them to ride with Miroslav on the driver's seat.
Is there space there for 2 of them?
For 3 people in total, yes. Not for Anghel's posse, though.
Angel's posse.
I mean, was someone riding the horse?
Only Anghel rode the horse.
Fine. I don't know. I think Anghel would feel bad about leaving them behind then, I guess.
Sure.
Sort of. But
Sure.
Muninn can, if he wants.
Miroslav might offer Muninn to, if he wants to, sit down, as he seemed to be working on something earlier. Even though Miroslav is like, I don't know what kind of scripture you made, but it seemed important enough to you. So if you want to continue that while on the way, there's space to sit.
Muninn would appreciate that. And sorry, are you saying that Miroslav is offering Muninn a seat?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. I mean, Muninn would nod and genuinely like appreciate that, and they would happily take the seat.
Especially since Muninn hurt their leg.
Yeah, exactly.
And Miroslav would also offer to Anghel if he wants to, but I'm guessing that Anghel seems to be walking with Always Thirsty.
Not exactly walking with, but he does turn to look at them. I mean, I'm assuming they are kind of keeping up with him as much as right? Like
As much as possible, yes.
Yeah.
Above board, the horse will always be capable of keeping up with you. So will the fairies, more or less. Always Thirsty, I will not kill him off screen, is all I can promise.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I mean, so Anghel kind of, yeah, I guess he looks at Always Thirsty or something as like a way to show
A prince deserves to ride, whether it's his steed or a carriage. In my opinion, you should be the one inside the carriage, but yeah.
It's fine.
Don't think it is. But as you say,
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, then I guess we would drive with Muninn sitting next to me and Anghel walking.
Guess so.
He can be a bit stubborn. Don't worry about him. Don't take it personally. I would say. Muninn would open their book again, I think, and they would say, as much as they can without distracting Miroslav from the road too much. They would say, they would ask, because I don't know if we've said in universe. They would ask, can you read the my language?
I cannot read any language.
Well, I will read to you as you drive. And
Okay.
How nice.
Feel free to.
Yeah. And they would say, I will
Wow, he's like they're totally converting Miroslav.
Yeah. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But Muninn would say, like, I will read to you, and perhaps if we know each other for long enough, I will teach you to read yourself.
Oh wow.
I would appreciate it a lot.
Above board.
He will, however, keep his eyes like on the road, and like that's primary focus. But he is still listening to Muninn.
I just wanted to mention above board that, sure, Muninn can teach Miroslav how to read, and Anghel for that matter, if that ever comes up. But the Rima writing system is different from Muninn's writing system, and it's different from the Caramel writing system, and it's different from the Romy writing system. Like there's a lot of writing systems in the world. So you may teach one at a time, if that makes sense, Deli.
Okay. That
Also,
does make sense.
Did you drop out of the? Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah. Sorry.
We'll probably be wrapping up soonish, so no need to worry too much.
Okay.
Fabulous. I think as Muninn, and Miroslav, like, or rather as the whole group continue, Muninn would be reading whatever's inscrawled in their tome, which is their personal tome as well. I think it's not their because Muninn, I don't know if for the sake of a reminder, also for Milo, Muninn has these like fucking massive, like really expensive books.
Gold
that
plated and silver plated.
Yeah, that they took without asking. But this is from their like actual personal like binder that they don't often. I feel like they don't often pull it out, to be honest.
The DM, also don't entirely know what's in there.
Yeah, I feel like most of it. I mean, generally speaking, I feel like it's just Muninn's findings on their travels. So like Muninn would go into like, oh, when I went to this place, like it looked like this, and the mountains looked like this, and the grass looked like this, and just general other like general. Like they look like students, like the notes of a student, which is obviously what Muninn is. They look like a student's like a lot of the time like scrawls and like shorthand. You know, it's like, oh, you know, this will be in, this will be some, this will be like important later. Like, oh, this is what this is, and all of that sort of stuff.
Above board, Milo, some of the places Muninn would be describing probably would also be places Milo has visited, let's say. But it's up...
Miroslav.
No, Miroslav, my bad. But it's obviously up to you if that ever like comes to anything, if that makes sense.
Like places that are not too far north, he would probably also mention, oh yeah, I have worked some job there or something, and like describe also what he remembers of there. But the closer it comes to where he's from, he'd be like he wouldn't like make any note of places there.
That's interesting. I wonder why. But I don't know if Muninn would know to ask, because Muninn doesn't exactly know. Muninn would ask. Sorry, go on.
I just want to say that above board, Miroslav's accent, I think Muninn would probably be able to place it, but I don't want to like sort of forcefully reveal bits of Miroslav's backstory, if that makes sense. So I more so leave it up to the two of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was gonna say, funny enough. Let me check my notes. I was actually gonna say, funny enough. Mona would say, you seem, you seem rather quiet around like these places, and Mona would like obviously the places that Miroslav is being a little bit quiet about. You know, Mona would be like, oh, is that because you've never been there before, or or are you from like is it because you already know that like about those places? Like you don't. Sorry, I'm rambling.
Miroslav would be thinking for a moment. Those are places that I will not remember. As a like, do not question me about those places, because I will not tell you anything more.
Okay, that makes sense. Muna would raise their hands. You know, when you go like you raise your hands up and you'd be like, "Oh, no worries, no worries." Like they would do that, and they would say, "Your accent." I mean, I can't talk much. I have an accent myself, but am I right in thinking?
Do you want me to say out loud where you suspect that Miroslav's from? Just like put some words on paper, so to say? And this is a question for Milo as well, not just for Deli.
I'm fine with it.
I, as a player, am suspecting, and Muninn, I assume, would suspect Mansi, right? Or
you would suspect semi-correctly. Specifically the kingdom, not the principality, and because the kingdom is technically subservient to Eastland, so it's closer to home than you may think.
Oh, cool. I guess that's probably makes sense because I guess that makes sense as to why Muninn would be a little bit more accurate in their guess, maybe. So Muninn would say that. They would say like, your accent. It's I can't talk much. I've got an accent too, but. It's kind of familiar. Are you from
the kingdom? Is it the kingdom of Mansijag? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I am from there. Yes. However, I don't belong there anymore.
Well, as you said, you broke from their you broke from your chains that they put on you, as in the people of the people of that kingdom. So good. Muninn wouldn't say good for you, but they would but essentially good for you. Like you know, like they clearly didn't deserve you. And Muninn would continue. Muninn would continue to read from their book, and say, "I'm actually from Eastland myself originally. I'm a student of Brightland, which is
the capital.
Yes, yeah, and I'm a student of Brightland's university, which is why I'm out here actually, at least originally. Things have changed now slightly, of course, but
as Milo says, BRB, and we have to wrap up soonish. I'll sort of leave off the session sort of mid-Muninn sentence, I guess, if that's all right with you, Deli. And
yes, fine.
And also just putting the next map over on screen, just to sort of illustrate how open world, for lack of a better term, the next session will be. but we'll go into our wrap up.
Okay. I haven't heard the last part of Dely's because I was interrupted.
That's okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying where I was from. Or Muninn, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And perhaps we ought to wrap up the session there and resume next time, and also see what happens when you reach the big town over and all that. Words are hard.
Absolutely.
Words are hard.
Yeah. No, I think we should definitely do it.
Okay. Thoughts on today's session, everyone?
It was fab. It was really cool. I feel like there was a lot of talking in character, which was really cool. And because I feel like a lot, like, I don't know, I'm rambling again, but I feel like talking in character is so immersive. So yeah, and it was cool to talk to Milo and Milo's character Miroslav.
Yeah, I wish I could like have talk more, but I just felt like I don't know, out of it, but it's okay.
Yeah, it was easier, I guess, for Miroslav to talk to Muninn, because of the question that he had beforehand already. Anyway, because like with the eyes.
Yeah.
And with Anghel, it's a bit harder because one, he kind of has to have the intermediate to kind of know what Anghel is saying, and also in that way Anghel is also never like alone, I guess. So,
yeah, all your secrets are always thirsty secrets.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of, he has to think about multiple people.
If it helps, always thirsty again when he's not talking or whatever, he's drinking. So he I hope that at the very least sort of presents the image of, okay, he doesn't necessarily care even if I spill my darkest secret.
Yeah, but I think just like Miroslav isn't sure enough that Always Thirsty really doesn't care, I guess. So because people can also be like very well like hiding that they are actually paying attention, because drinking does not necessarily keep you from listening.
Okay, interesting. Oh, so, definitely.
Yeah, so he's just a bit more cautious, I guess.
To be fair, the three of you do know someone like that, aka someone who seems inconspicuous but is actually paying attention, Rebob, so yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think Always Thirsty. Like, I don't get that vibe from Always Thirsty, but yeah, I feel like Anghel should do something about all the brainwashing. I mean, no, maybe brainwashing is too much, but like, Muninn just.
Oh, that brainwashing.
Just preaching to Miroslav about a casket. Like, I feel Anghel should feel a lot about it, but I just didn't know how he would even try to tackle that.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Cassius?
Oh my god.
Have you heard of the High Elves? Sorry. Oblivion reference, sorry. I thought for a second, Show&Tell, you were going to say about Always Thirsty's brainwashing into obeying Anghel.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's hell. Like, there's no help for that. Angel's just, you know,
Oh,
just
no.
trying to tune it out when he can and deal with it when he can't.
Yeah, it's complicated. let's just say that. Okay. Once again, I apologize for the sort of above board intervention with the whole baby thing. I do again promise to offer a bit of a resolution at the start of the next session. I didn't today because we sort of ran out of time. But again, rest assured, you're not going to get the worst ending, if that makes sense.
Hey, that is good.
Okay, that's something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any other thoughts you guys would like to share? Again, it's... I was sort of thinking... Once again, you guys spent a session on a couple sentences of my prep time. I was almost afraid, oh crap, are they gonna like solve all the mysteries in the towns they're gonna visit and I'm gonna run out of stuff?
Oh shit.
No worries, we got you.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah. It's definitely on purpose.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, do you guys have any other thoughts before we go into our shoutouts?
No, I don't.
I don't think so. I'm excited for next session, of course, but that's every week.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Likewise. Okay. So first and foremost, dear viewers, thank you very, very much for watching and listening to us. Show&Tell, I know you're like the shortest on time here, so would you like to go first, or should I like leave it up to the dice? What do you think?
It's fine. You can leave it up to the yeah.
Dice say we're going alphabetical, meaning that I would kindly ask Dely to please go ahead and talk about themselves. Yeah, Dely, could you please? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Hello everyone, I'm Dely. I have been Muninn. When I'm not Muninn, I am a mushroom VTuber on Twitch.tv. You can find me there on the magic link on the screen, as well as my Twitter, my Discord server, and other stuff too. I do promise I don't just stream and that's it. I swear I can make videos and stuff, and occasionally they are on my my YouTube and my TikTok and stuff. You can find me there. I'm an indie VTuber, so and I stream variety. That was the next part of that sentence. So yeah, it'd be cool to speak to you guys. It would be really cool if you wanted to join the Discord. I feel like that's probably where I'm most active.
Nice. Yep, I definitely agree. And thank you very, very much, Dely. And then we would have, according to the dice, Milo. Could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you are doing?
I'm Milo, or MiloAndVe, and I am a Goblin VTuber. I do most of the time art on my streams. Sometimes I play games which are mostly very comfy and slow games, because I am not good at being fast.
I feel that.
And other than that, yeah, I do a lot of art. I also do art commissions, and yeah, you can find me on my Twitch or my Blue Sky. I'm also have a Twitter, but I'm not really active there, and I also don't post anything. So yeah. Blue Sky is more like where you can also see my art. Yeah.
I look forward to the day Twitter dies, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's on the best way there, honestly.
Yeah, but I wish there was a better alternative for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was Milo. Thank you very, very much, Milo. And then the dice say we are, well, yeah, and she's more or less the last person standing. Show&Tell, could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you are doing?
Yes, so I'm Show&Tell, and I have a channel for reactions. I have 2 channels, but one of them is more bigger, I guess. And yeah, I also post them on my Patreon. So if you're interested, you can check it out.
Yep, I highly recommend, and thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. And I, dear viewers, was your Dungeon Master, Game Master Teeironor. I do this series, it's a lot of fun. I do another series set in the Warcraft universe, fortunately, with a different group of lovely people that it can also be a lot of fun in spite of the setting. That sounds meaner than I mean it to be. But I also recommend that. Unfortunately, it's on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, but it should come back some point. But yeah, other than that, thank you once again, dear viewers, for watching and listening to us. Should be back next week, but if for whatever reason we have to delay an episode, I'll let you all know on Twitter and Blue Sky. Yeah, and we will see you when we'll see you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.